Hello guys, the second match of the semi-finals is here. God versus Sago, probably the most expected game of this tournament. I have told you this before, Sago is probably one of the best players of this game, and God has showed us that he is capable of doing great things. He has defeated all of his opponents with 2-0. He hasn't lost a game so far, so this is probably the best game of this tournament. I do believe that whoever wins this tournament will win the whoever wins this match will win the tournament as well. Since don't get me wrong, Gus Fraba is a good player, but I don't think that he is in the same league with those two guys. So let's watch this game now. As you have seen already, God is dwarves and Sago is men. Sago has started with one barrack and a farm. God is doing the same, and God has captured those two ruined towers with both of his builders in order to see what his opponent is. So he probably will know that Sago is men so far, and he is making a mine shaft near Sago's base. Of course, Sago probably knows that his opponent is dwarfs as well, so this is why he is scanning some of the area around his fortress, and he is finding, he has found God's mine shaft, and he will try to destroy it, but God here plays very smart. He did upload his two guardians and he deleted his farm immediately to get back half the resources he spent, and now perhaps he will use rallying call on his guardians, and he will try to take down Sago's barracks. Nice block here by Sago. He did block God's guardians, and he is attacking them now. He has used rallying call with on his 3 units of swordmen, but God here makes a nice bypass. He bypassed all the 3 of Sago's units with his 1 unit of guardians, and he did took a good position on Sago's barracks, and now he took it down. Nice play here by God. Of course, also very nice defense by Sago, but God did manage to take down his barracks. And you can see both of the players are making some farms around the map. Sago has a farm at the bottom left corner, and God has a farm at the top right side of the map. So he is uploading some troops from there. He wants to capture this outpost and get the extra resources, of course. But here Sago is switching from defense to offense. He is attacking God's base, and he probably will want to attack some of his buildings. Don't believe that he is able to take down his Hall of Warriors with only 1 unit of swordmen, since barracks, the dwarven barracks are very strong. But yes, he is playing very smart. He is attacking his God's mine shaft because he knows he can take this building down, where he knew that he couldn't take the Hall of Warriors down. Very smart play by Sago, and perhaps he will draw back those units in order to save them, since they are level 2 and they will recover soon enough. Yes, he does draw them back. In the meantime, God is scanning the area around Sago's fortress, and he is making sure that he doesn't have any buildings left. As you can see, Sago only has his fortress at the moment, but excuse me, he has made 2 barracks near the left ruined tower, where he knows that God will probably not detect those barracks, and he is making a couple of swordmen. He will make some more, of course. Nice play here by Sago. He knew that if he was going to make some barracks near his fortress, they would be destroyed very fast by God's guardians. So he took a risk and he made his barracks somewhere away from his fortress, in order to God not seeing them and allowing him to make some more troops fast. And you can see how important was the fact that Sago attacked this mine shaft by God. By destroying that mine shaft, he literally disabled God from loading his troops directly from his barracks and uploading them somewhere in the map. By destroying that farm, He slowed down God a lot, but God now has a second farm to load and upload troops, and he also making a forge works. Sago needs to do something about that very fast. Of course, he doesn't know that God is planning on making battle wagons, but if he knew, I suspect that he would want to take that building down as fast as possible. And as you can see, God is already making his first unit of battle wagons. I believe it will be game over after God makes his first unit of battle wagons. And Sago here has elected to upgrade his archery range and produce perhaps some rangers to place them inside that ruined tower, and they will give a great defense to his little base right here. But of course Sago doesn't know that God is playing with battle wagons. And let's see, that battle wagon is coming right away. I do believe that he will attack Sago's fortress right away after he has upgraded to banner carriers. But now he detects this little base that Sago has made, and look at that, with only one hit the battle wagon kills the entire unit of rangers from Sago, and now God is destroying Sago's buildings. Yes, I do believe this game is over. No way for Sago to recover from this. He would need lots of spearmen and perhaps a hero to stop God with that amount of force. And as you can see, Sago currently has one outpost under his possession, where God has two, but one of them is destroyed, so one working outpost for each of those guys. And I'm not sure why God is wasting time with this battle wagon. Perhaps he wants to kill those units of Sago first in order to not let them destroy more of his farms and his economy. But I would attack Sago's fortress right away with that battle wagon. It's already level 5, and Sago's base is unprotected, so it will be destroyed very easily. And yeah, game is definitely over for Sago. Well played by both of those guys. In my opinion, God played a little better in this one, but like I have told you before, it's very difficult to play against dwarves with men. Probably dwarves is the strongest army against men. And yeah, here Sago quits the game. Of course, he knew that there was no point on continuing this game. Well played by both of those guys, and wow, amazing game. We did see some excellent tactics and strategies being used. I'm going to skip right to the next game, guys, no delays. Here it is, Sago versus God, game number 2. The first one was won by God. And let's see what we've got here. As you can see, this time Sago is dwarves. Oh, okay, and God is dwarves as well. Very interesting fight, because I have told you this before, when the armies are the same, you cannot blame your opponent for having an advantage over your army or anything else. When it is the same army versus the same army, you literally the one who will move his army best and who will play more strategically, he will be the one who will win the game. So Sago is already making a farm near God's base. He is playing very aggressively. God has sent both his builders near those ruined towers in order to capture them and see what his opponent is. Of course, both of the players must know by now that they are both dwarves, So this is why God, I believe, will scan the area around to see if there are any farms. As you can see, God God can see this farm by Sago with after he had captured this ruined tower. You can see how important this ruined tower is, and of course Sago is destroying this farm to get half the resources back, and probably I'm not sure if Sago has taken down one of God's farms and he is attacking God's barracks right now. This will be a great play if he managed to destroy his Hall of Warriors as well. Perhaps God will use hill structure, I'm not sure he will. Yes, he doesn't, and great play here by Sago with only one unit of Guardians and rallying call on them. He managed to take down God's one farm and one barrack near his base, which will affect God's game a lot after this play. He is attacking Sago's base now and he has managed to take down his his farm. Perhaps he will target those barracks right now. Yes, he does, and you can see how much damage those Guardians do. Another unit is coming on the side and perhaps he will take down Sago's barracks as well. Let's see. Yes, he will definitely take down Sago's barracks. Amazing play. Both players are playing very aggressively. You can see they were attacking each other's base at the same time, and right now I think Sago has a slight advantage since you can see that he has 4 units of Guardians where God only has 1. The fact that Sago attacked his opponent's base first and that he only used 1 unit of Guardians where God used 2 units to attack has placed Sago here with 4 units where God only has 1. You can see how important aggression is. The one who will attack first will always have the upper hand. And God here makes a nice catch and kills one of Sago's builders. God already has a barrack where Sago still hasn't made one. And God also has a farm at the top right corner and also a farm near his base. So let's see. Sago has 3 out of 4 outposts in his possession. The 4th one has not yet been captured. So Sago must have a lot of money soon, but he is electing to make some more farms near his base. I'm not sure why, perhaps to raise his command points since he does have 4 units. No, he does have enough command points to produce some more units, and I think he will definitely need some more units soon enough, but he is electing to play with some cavalry and he is making a force work to produce some battle wagons. Nice play here by Sago. He didn't elect to play with more infantry units where he elected to make some cavalry and take his opponent under surprise. Right now Sago is attacking God's base with 2 units of Guardians. He has taken down one of his farms. You can see, guys, none of those players are letting their farms die. They are deleting them. They are getting their resources back as fast as they can, and they are not allowing their opponents to destroy their buildings. I mean, I try to destroy my farms as well, but I will destroy something like 3 out of the 10 farms that my opponent will destroy. You can see those guys are destroying literally all their farms to get back the resources. And Sago has completed his forge works now. He has already clicked on 2 battle wagons to come, and he is making a Hall of Warriors. So I do believe that Sago has a great advantage over God at this part of the game. And if God continues to play with some Guardians, he will definitely have a lot of trouble to defend his base. There is some lag involved here. I'm sorry about that, I'm not sure why this happened. Anyway, game is normal now, but we have a nice fight here, Guardians versus Guardians. I think Sago has the upper hand since he has more units, he has gathered them all around in the center, where God has chosen to spread his unit and send one in the top. He has another one inside the farm and he is producing one more, but Sago was the winner in this fight, and here comes his battle wagon. I do believe that God is in a lot of trouble here. He will probably lose his fort since he doesn't have any more units, and yes, God here decides to quit the game. Of course he knew that his fort was going down, and of course he understood that Sago had a great advantage over him, so he decided not to continue the game anymore. So amazing game so far, guys. 1-1. The game is a draw, and we have a third match to see who is going to win the semi-final and proceed to the final. You can see how strong those players are. I have told you this at the beginning of the video. I do believe that whoever wins this last game will also win in the final. Let's just watch the last game now. Here it is, guys. Sago versus God, game number 3. Sago is dwarves again, and this time God is Isengard. We have seen lots of dwarves in the games between those guys. It would be a lot interesting to see another race, how they would handle another race. But remember, dwarves is probably the hardest race to handle in 1K, so it's also kind of cool seeing those guys playing with dwarves and pretty much doing very nice with them. And God is rushing a warg pit to make some wargs and rush his opponent. He will do a lot of damage in Sago's base if Sago doesn't find out about those wargs and destroy the warg pit fast. You can see again God has captured this ruined tower, and he can see Sago's mineshaft, but this time he cannot destroy it fast since he just got his warg pit and he is now making a unit of warg riders. I think this is a race. If Sago reaches the warg pit first, no, he will not reach the warg pit first. And here already God is using the bird to cancel Sago's leadership, and with those warg riders he will definitely kill all those guardians. Again God elects to destroy that mineshaft and get half the resources back, but you can see God is not wasting time trying to kill those units. He is sending those warg riders straight to that mineshaft to destroy it and not allow any more units to come from Sago. But Sago is uploading his builder from that ruined tower, and he will want to make a second farm as well, I think. Yes, he does make another farm, and God is sending his warg riders straight to Sago's base. Right here Sago decided to draw back his guardians. Perhaps he knew that there was no chance of taking down God's warg pit. And here comes Sago Spearman. Of course, nice play by Sago, but here Sago loses his mineshaft near his fortress, so he will not be able to produce any more units and load them and upload them where he wants soon. So he is sending those units now, and God is playing very nice. He is destroying his warg pit. Of course, he knew that he was going to lose it. He had used his birds where Sago had his leadership. I think Sago needs to attack God's base, perhaps with this unit of spearmen to providing cover for his two guardians, and with rallying call on them. If he took a good position on God's fort, God would not be able to attack him with his warg riders since he does have a unit of spearmen, and perhaps he couldn't take it down God's fort, but he would be able to do a lot of damage. Amazing play by those guys. It's like look at how Sago is protecting his builder. He's not sending him back to hide him. He is keeping him near his troops. And wow, amazing play. But God here has made one barrack and he is producing some Uruk-hais, and of course he will be able to defend his base soon enough. So no options on attacking for Sago now, in my opinion. And look how good God was using his War Grinders. He managed to take a good position on Sago's farm, even if Sago was drawing back his spearmen to protect it. Nice play here by God, amazing play actually. And right now Sago is using two of those outposts and God is using one of them, but I do believe that God has a major advantage at this point. And right here Sago has now 3 outposts under his possession, but God is capturing one of them, so it will be 2 for Sago and 2 for God. But you can see how much trouble God is causing to Sago. If Sago makes some spearmen, then God will use his War Grinders to attack. Excuse me, if Sago makes some Guardians, then God will use his War Grinders to attack, and if Sago makes some spearmen, then God will use his Uruk-hais to attack them. Nice play. And you can see here what I was telling you about dwarves, how hard it is to play against dwarves. If your first attack fails, then you literally have no chance later on the game. But Sago here has made glowing. Perhaps this will change things a bit. I'm not sure if he will be able to defend his barrack. Perhaps not. Perhaps with the help of glowing he could have saved his Hall of Warriors. And nice play here by God. He managed to take down Sago's barracks eventually. And he is sending a unit of War Grinders right now. But Sago is approaching God's base, and oh my god, God has already upgraded his barrack and he is producing some Berserkers. Let's see how this fight will go. Of course, Sago will want to reach the 5 power point and have a heal for his glowing. But remember, his glowing is level 3, so he will not have the Shake Foundation soon. And God here has 3 units of Berserkers. They will deal a lot of damage to glowing very soon. And yes, Sago will definitely lose glowing here. Nice defense by God. I think Sago should have targeted those Berserkers first, and I think he was hitting God's Uruk-hais. You need to target those Berserkers first because they deal a lot of damage to your hero. But if you kill them first, then Uruk-hais do a lot less damage. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think this game is over already. Of course, God will win this one since he is in a much better position than Sago. I do believe that we would have seen a much better game if Sago wasn't dwarves. I have told you this before, dwarves is probably the worst army in 1K. and you can see here Sago was doing a great amount of he was attacking God's base a lot, but I do believe that God did manage to push him back and eventually recover simply because Sago was dwarfs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Great games, all three of them. Remember guys, you are probably watching two of the best players of the Battle for Middle-earth, Sago and God, both of them amazing players. Nice game, good game. Don't worry, Sago will play again for the bronze match against Del Piero, and we have Kusfraba versus God for the final. Let's see if Kusfraba will manage to make things happen and work something for him and win the final eventually. But it will be very interesting to see both of those games. Congratulations to God, amazing play, all three of them. And yeah, no worries Sago, you were showing your class there even if you lose. I hope you enjoyed it guys, and I will upload the final very soon.